Hi, good afternoon and welcome back to the Yoga with Joe yoga channel. This afternoon I'm just going to be sharing with you a little bit of a more in-depth look at bridge pose. It's Sethu Bhandasana in Sanskrit. It is a counter pose to shoulder stand, which we're not going to delve into today, but I will do this shoulder stand sequence at some point with you. Bridge is a relaxing but refreshing posture. I include it in most of my classes, and if you've been to my classes you'll know that we begin by laying on the floor. The reason, and doing a few warm-ups which lead to bridge, the reason for the laying down on the floor at the beginning is not because I think that you all look like you need a lie down, though I'm sure you do. It's to get you to take your focus inward, to focus on that breath connection and the rhythm of your breathing, to really appreciate that without being distracted by whoever might be next to you. Yoga's not competitive, so being on the floor with your eyes closed just allows you to work with that. Now, bridge itself is a gentle back bend. It's effective as it works the whole of the back, particularly the thoracic and the lumbar regions, but it also strengthens and stretches out the front of the body. So if you practice it with awareness and proper care and attention to your breathing, you'll very quickly correct your posture. You're improving your circulation, you're opening your chest and your heart center, you're helping your immunity by massaging various parts of your body, your pituitary gland, your thyroid gland, massaging your liver and your spleen. So there's lots of stuff going on internally too. In terms of your feet, your ankles, your knees, your thighs, your buttocks, you're strengthening all of those. You're releasing tension from your shoulders and your neck. You're working with your arms, the core. You know, there's so much going on. That's why I include it each time. Now, if we think of bridge not just as a physical exercise, but also think of how when you're releasing tension from your shoulders and your neck, you're also getting rid of anxiety that you're holding on to. Opening the heart center, that's allowing us to feel love and compassion. The posture calms and stabilizes. It allows for better concentration and focus as well. And it's a joyful, energizing posture. And as well as with all back bends, it allows us to see the world around us and get things in perspective. Thinking of what a bridge connects, what it links, where a bridge can take us, it can connect people, can connect places. It can take you from a place of fear into a place of hope, a place of illness to a place of health, from loneliness to friendship. And I think now more than ever, needing to know that we can move from one place to another place, that there is hope, it's more important than ever. And you can think of whatever scenario applies to you when you're in your bridge. Whatever you want to get rid of, what you don't need, what baggage you can drop off of your bridge into your river flowing below. It's very symbolic. And when you're raising your body into bridge, you might find that emotions rise to the surface as well, deep-rooted stuff. And if that does happen, then you can just come and lie down and wait for it to pass. So when we warm up for bridge, as we do in each class, we're not just warming up the parts of the body that we need to use. We will need to warm up the ankles, think about it, the shoulders. You're also getting in tune with your breathing, because that's such a big part of it. When you come up into your bridge, you're using the inhalation to lift and the exhalation as you come down. So you're timing it so that the exhalation ends as the back comes back down onto the mat and when the arms come back down to the sides. Just to say, if you've got severe back problems, as with any exercise, you can leave it out. If you've got back issues that you can work with, then don't come up too far, and just be in tune with your body, listen to your body. You know, there's no race to get to a certain point. You can just go at your own pace. If you're pregnant, it's not particularly beneficial for pregnant ladies. There's no harm in it, but again, you should only come up as far as having your back level, so your trunk and your back are level, not getting any arch in the back. So just come down to start to warm up. And I just wanted to say as well, if you have got back or neck issues, what you can do is place a blanket underneath you for extra support. So you could place it if you've got lower back issues, so that you're laying on your blanket, or if you've got neck or shoulder issues, because what we're going to be doing in bridge, we're not going to let our head or our neck or our shoulders lift off the ground. They stay on the ground. So that's something that you can use just to help. So we'll just think about warming up the body a little. So start off by having the feet parallel to the knees and the hips. Keep the heels close to the body. Place the arms down by the sides of the body, palms facing down. Now, if you start to focus on your breathing, so we would have in a class spent some time connecting to the breath, doing a few more in-depth breathing exercises. But we won't do that now. We'll just focus on warming up the shoulders a little. So start to connect with your breathing as you inhale. Begin to lift the arms. Close the eyes if you need to. Taking the arms right up and over the head. Exhale, slowly bringing the arms back down to the sides of the body. Again, as I mentioned, so the exhale continues right until the hands reach the mat. And you can just do this a few times so that you're aware of the natural rhythm of your breathing. You can feel the shoulders beginning to warm up a little. If you've got really severe shoulder problems and you can't take the arms up and over the head, add a bend to the elbow. Be a bit more relaxed about it. Just work with what you can. We're not forcing anything. If you can't reach the floor, just go as far as you can. And in time, the muscles will become less tense and you'll find that you're able to do stuff that you couldn't to begin with. So we've warmed the shoulders a little. We'll just warm the legs. So if you take your right leg up, so the foot's up towards the ceiling, and just rotate the foot at the ankle. Keep the lower back relaxed. You can place the hands onto the leg and take it back the opposite way. And now inhale as you point the toes to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the toes to you. Just a few more times. That's just warming up the leg a little as well. And release the foot down. We'll do the other leg. So again, just rotating the foot at the ankle very gently. And again, in time with your breathing, pointing the toe, bringing it towards you. And then placing the feet back down onto the mat. Now again, inhale, taking the arms up and over the head. This time, if you can, just rest them there on the floor behind you. Place the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to fall out to the sides. Wishing I hadn't worn tight jeans for this now, to be honest. But just relaxing the hips. We'll have the chin tucked in slightly towards the chest. Just breathing normally, staying focused on the breath. And inhale, bring the knees back together. And bring the knees up onto the chest, give them a squeeze in. Lower the feet back down onto the mat. So again, we're starting with the heels as close to the body as you can comfortably get them, parallel to the knees and the hips. Now we'll do breathing bridge first of all. So that's going to be coming up into bridge, coming back down in time with the breathing. So on an inhalation, gently push on the soles of the feet. The lower back begins to lift away from the mat. The arms come up with the body. Start to raise the thighs, the hips, chest comes up towards the chin, arms go up behind. And then you're ready to exhale and slowly lower the back very, very gradually so that the exhalation ends when the spine is back down on the mat. And again, with your own breathing, inhale, push on the soles of the feet. Start to lift the body. Chest comes up towards the chin. Keep the buttocks tightened. And exhale and slowly, slowly come back down. And you just keep this movement going with the rhythm of your breathing. So making sure, as I said, the head, the neck, the shoulders stay on the mat. The feet stay on the mat. Some people's feet have a tendency to start to lift away from the floor, particularly toes, I've noticed. So just try and keep them rooted quite firmly towards the floor. If you come up so that your body and your legs are level, that's fine. Just working with your own breathing. If you feel any tension or strain in the lower back, just see if you can tilt the tailbone up slightly. Tighten the buttocks. You might find that you're not strong enough in the core to support the back. Try and make sure the knees stay parallel if you can. If you need to, have a block. So same principle as this really. Something between the knees so that they stay where they're meant to. Because you want to have the feet about hip distance apart. So there's little things you can do just to adapt the posture. And now I'm going to just demonstrate for when you stay up in bridge, when you're keeping still. So you come up in the same way. And then you can take the hands just underneath the rib cage. You can place the fingers pointing in towards the spine. If you need to, come up onto the toes. So there's a little variation. And this is giving the wrists a bit more of a stretch as well. And you can either stay with the hands underneath or the hands over the head. Hold it for a few breaths. Build up to it. Start by 3 or 4 breaths and then hold it maybe for a couple of minutes. When you come out, very slowly, you bring the knees up onto the chest. Give yourself a rock from side to side. That just eases out any tension in the back. Next time I'll show some variations that we can do with bridge that are a little bit more advanced and the shoulder stand sequel. But for now, that's just a basic introduction and a little bit more of an insight as to the meaning and some of the benefits of the posture. See you again soon.